today I'm going to make a pound cake. And I don't know if anybody else had this problem, but I've been trying to find a pound cake recipe. A lot of them I try and they're just dry. The flavor is pretty good, but the cake itself is dry. So I found a new recipe, and I'll link it below. But usually in the pound cake recipes, you use butter, but they don't tell you to use anything else. And this one, you use 2 sticks of butter, and you also use a half a cup of vegetable shortening. And I always use Crisco, so I have a half a cup, but I have the butter flavor. That's the flavor that I have today. So you're going to add that. Along with 3 cups of sugar, and you're going to whip it until it's light and fluffy. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Okay, here I have the 3 cups of cake flour, because I googled to find a pound cake that uses cake flour, because I had some I wanted to get rid of, and I used the Swan's Down cake flour. And so this is 3 cups of cake flour, a half a cup of baking powder, and I'm sorry, not a half a cup. Sorry about that. A half a teaspoon. I'm sorry, it's a teaspoon. Okay, the recipe calls for a half a teaspoon of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of fine sea salt. I didn't have sea salt, so I'm using my regular salt. And also, it tells you to take 5 eggs, 1 cup of milk, a cup of vanilla, and a half a cup of almond, and you're going to mix that together. You're going to alternate adding into your sugar and flour mixture the flour and the wet ingredients, beginning and ended with the dry ingredients. So I'll come back when I finish mixing it, so it won't be so loud. Okay, so this is the consistency of the batter. And I read some of the reviews, and somebody said she said to start it off on 350 and reduce it to 325 for 45 minutes. But some said that when they did that, it wasn't done. So I'm going to put it on 325 and do it for like 1 hour and 15 minutes. And then I'll start checking it shortly after that. So this is what it looks like. And it's creamier than the other recipes I tried. And so with me, pound cakes, honestly, are just hit and miss. Sometimes they're good, sometimes not. But I want to find a good recipe that I can use, because I want to take some strawberries and Cool Whip and make me a little shortcake. So I'll come back and show you what it looks like when we're finished. Okay, here's that pound cake on the cooling rack, and it's very spongy. And see, the crust on there is kind of like crispy, so you don't need to put any type of icing on it, because it kind of crystallized, kind of like a sugary texture. And I think that's because you take that milk and eggs and put that together. You know how eggs kind of make a crust, like when you use it like for a pie shell or whatever. But anyway, this is a cake, and I'll come back when I actually cut it. In 10 minutes, I'm going to invert it out of the stain and stuff and let it cool, and then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like when I cut a piece. Enjoy! Okay, here's our strawberry shortcake. Made with that pound cake. Let's see what it tastes like. It's kind of in between the consistency of an angel food cake and a pound cake. And that's what one of the commenters said. There's like 7 people commented, and that's what one of the ladies said, and that's true. It's got a buttery flavor, not overwhelming, but I think doing the eggs like that with the milk kind of made it the crispy crust around the sides here. Not as moist as I would like it, but it's a good texture for you to add like a strawberry, so it won't get that wet texture. So I'd make it again for this. I wouldn't make it to eat plain though. Fingers